Can be presented in many different ways. And so, with the assistance and support of our partners and stakeholders, as educators and educational leaders, it is our duty to design and provide all means and all possible opportunities of learning, whatever the situation or circumstance they might be having. To our regional director, Sir Gilbert T. Sagsag, to our school division superintendent, Madam Nene R. Melioles, to our assistant school division superintendents, Sir Raimundo M. Canton Hos, and Sir Fernando C. Macaraig, to the Chief Education Supervisor of the Curriculum Implementation Division, Madam Maria Dorothy L. Daniel, to the OIC Chief ES of the School Governance and Operations Division, Sir Mark Anthony H. Rupa, to the education program supervisors and coordinators who are with us this afternoon. And of course, to the school heads of the city and schools. So everyone, magandang hapon po. This is the project turnover ceremony of SDO Masbate Province, Handog Mong Radyo para sa Kabataang Masbatenyo, with the radio device units donated by one of the major partners or stakeholders of SDO Masbate Province, the Team Energy Foundation Incorporated, or TEFI, that shares the same vision of providing quality, basic education to Masbateños. To start, may I invite everyone to stand for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem, to be followed by a prayer and the singing of SDO Masbate.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silangan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisigil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bugaw, may nilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang isap ng wataw at mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw na kailan pa may di magdidiling. Luma ng araw ng walhati pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mag-aapi, ang namatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Ama naming sumasalangit, Panginoong maylalang sa langit at lupa, aming ipinagbubunyi ang iyong kadakilaan.
Kami ay nagpapasalamat sa panibagong araw na ipinagkaloob mo sa amin. Maraming salamat sa iyong walang humpay na pagmamahal.
Ikinalulugod namin ang iyong pag-akay sa amin bilang isang bansa sa krisis na aming nararanasan.
Kami ay lumalapit sa iyong kadakilaan. Itinataas namin sa iyong pangalan ang mga namumuno sa aming kagawaran.
Pagkaloob mo sa kanila ang katatagan para sa mga desisyong nakaatang sa kanilang mga balikat.
Gabayan mo ang kanilang mga hakbang sa pagsulong ng edukasyon sa bansa.
Hinihiling namin na iyong ipadama ang pagdamay, pagkalinga at proteksyon sa aming mga guro, mag-aaral at mga magulang anuman ang kanilang pinagdadaanan.
Patnubayan mo ang lahat ng mga guro sa pagpapatuloy ng kanilang paglilingkod sa bayan at bigyan ng proteksyon sa lahat ng panahon upang ang kanilang mga tungkulin ay magampanan.
At sa pagbubukas ng taong panuruan 2020 hanggang 2021, ipinagkakatiwala naming sa iyong mga kamay ang walang hanggang paggabay sa aming pagtahak tungo sa maliwanag na bukas.
Naniniwala kami na aming malalampasan ang lahat ng pagsubok sa pamamagitan ng iyong kapangyarihan. Ito ang aming samo at dalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus na iyong pinakamamahal na anak at aming tagapagligtas. Amen.
Of a changing world, they're standing tall, adept at dealing with whatever life affords. With the skills, the wit, and wisdom all aglow, they'll find their dreams wherever they behold. Guided by the Almighty, they dwell in harmony, with their coast, their land, and all its nature's grace. Hail to every Masbatenyo learn to stand. In power they will make our country stand. To make the field so much fun and joy in learning. To keep them safe in every need and right protected. To nurture them and let their passions glow and burning. To light their path and lead them to a righteous life. This is the dream of the division of Masbate, a lifelong quality education for her children. Hand in hand with the leaders, teachers, and the whole community, every noble dream of Masbatenyo's will come true. This is the dream of the division of Masbate, a lifelong quality education for her children. Hand in hand with the leaders, teachers, and the whole community, every noble dream of Masbatenyo's will come true. Come true.
First, to welcome and to formally open this program. To our regional director, Sir Gilbert Sutsag, to our schools division superintendent, Ma'am Nene Rosal Marioles, to our assistant schools division superintendents, Sir Long and Sir Boy, to the chief education supervisor of the curriculum implementation division, Ma'am Dottie, to Ma'am Len, to Sir Martin, to Sir Rene, and to all the recipient schools of this project. Good afternoon. The readiness for distance education of the students, teachers, and the schools survey in the schools division of Masbate has revealed that only 5% of the respondents have the capacity to engage in online learning, which means that 95% of learners do not have access to internet. These findings call for the utilization of other modalities for learning continuity to occur despite being in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic. The challenge can be addressed with the use of TV or radio-based instruction that utilizes SLMs converted to video lessons for television-based instruction and SLMs converted to radio script for radio-based instruction. Given the number of radio stations that operate in our province, radio-based instruction is more likely to be used than TV or TV-based instruction. However, based on the survey of access to local radio stations, it was revealed that only 103,804 or 21.75% of learners have a functional transistor radio device at home. This is another challenge requiring immediate action for RBI to be fully implemented. With this scenario, the schools division of Masbate province launched the project Handog Mong Radyo para sa Kabataang Masbatenyo, which primarily aims to provide learners with an operational transistor radio device. This project targets to mobilize resources to ensure that our students can simultaneously be educated without them exposed to the potential hazards of COVID-19 infectious disease. This afternoon is very significant to SDO Masbate province because I think this is the first time that our regional director joins us in a turnover ceremony for our project. And of course, we already conducted a turnover ceremony for this Handog Mong Radyo para sa Kabataang Masbatenyo last year with DMCI Power Corporation and Tamang Cariton. So this is the third time that we actually have a partner that is willing to give a transistor radio device to our learners. So again, good afternoon, and it's an honor and pleasure that we have our regional director to join us in this turnover ceremony. I stand corrected, Sir Martin, to our Chief Education Supervisor for School Governance and Operations Division. Congratulations, Sir Martin. Thank you so much for your charismatic partnership initiatives with our stakeholders. With your leadership, it is possible that we'll be able to provide all Masbatenyo learners with transition device. This time will be transistor device. This time we'll have the short discussion on the implementation of radio-based instruction or RBI as one of the two major learning delivery modalities or LDM in our division. And for that, may I call on Madam Maria Dorothy L. Daniel, Chief Education Supervisor, Curriculum Implementation Division. A round of applause.
Thank you so much, Sir Alex. My respect to our regional director, Sir Gilbert Sutsag. Same respect to our Chief Division Superintendent, Ma'am Nene Marioles, and our Assistant School Division Superintendent, Sir Raymond Anton Hart, and Sir Fernando Macalabi. My counterpart and SGOD, we have the newly promoted chief, as well announced by our SGS earlier, Chief Mark Anthony Rupa. My colleague and the CID, we have here Ma'am Helen Titon, the RTI coordinator. Sir Martin Pius, our EPS in charge of senior high school, and our DIO, or the Division Information Officer. We have also here Sir Rene Patibagos, one in charge for MG, Express, and testing coordinator as well. No? Of course, Sir Alex Poldo of the Sophomore. Sir Ruel, we have here Teacher Carla, our national broadcaster. Our colleague also in the LR, Sir Benji. Of course, the recipient school, the school heads of the recipient school. Everyone, good afternoon. May I give you the overview of the ratio-based instruction? How SBO Masbate ratio-based instruction came into being. 2020 has been a challenging year for all of us. And one of the major challenges that we face, especially in the curriculum implementation division, and this is SBO Masbate as a whole, is the delivery of basic education amidst the threat of the pandemic. To address this, here are the initial steps that we undertook. First, identification of distance learning modalities, wherein during the time we're able to identify that we need to offer or to employ modular distance learning. Second, conduct of survey to ensure the readiness on distance learning. And the third, formulation of basic education learning continuity plan for school year 2020-2021. From the survey conducted, the results show that 36% of the learners have radio at home. That is 81,669 out of 226,858 learners have radio at home. So with that, we decided with the decision of our school division superintendent to offer RDI along modular distance learning, meaning to blend MDL with RDI. And so what is RDI? We call it a distance learning modality that makes use of radio to deliver the teaching learning episodes taken from math-based developed modules. For us to be ready on this new modality, we conducted dry runs. The first dry run that we had was on July 29, 2020. It was a division-initiated dry run at El Oro Radio 97.5 Aurora. And these were the schools that participated: Aurora East Central School and Aurora National High School, with the learners from grades 3, 5, 10, and 11, with our pioneer RTI broadcasters, Maria Carla Aganan, who is with us right now, Sir Michael Arevalo, Ma'am Nona Martinez, and Sir Amor Villamor. We just focused on two learning areas, English and math. During the time, we just made use of the individual learning activity package that we use in our Shield 2. Then another dry run was on September 7, 2020. It was a region-initiated dry run with Radyo Kabaguhan 99.1 at Pakainan, with Portanciano A. Abejero Elementary School as the participating school, with learners from kinder, grades 1 to 4. And again, with our RBI broadcasters, this time we were joined by Juan Aplacador, Michelle Brajo, both from the Kainan, and of course, Miss Maria Carla Aganan and Nona Martinez. We covered kindergarten blocks of time for quarter one, week one, then edukasyon sa pagpapakatao, aralin panlipunan, and English. We made use here of the SLM given to us by the regional office. After the two dry runs, we were able to develop 8 teaching learning episodes. During the RBI dry run, we were able to develop 8 teaching learning episodes. After the two dry run, we conducted post-evaluation. We gave out evaluation kits to our parents and learners. And from the feedback gathered, specifically the areas for improvement, necessary adjustments were considered in the identification of lessons, pre-writing, and after radio broadcasting. And that was followed with the Decade Partnership Agreement with 5 local radio stations through the SGOD Social Mobilization Unit under the leadership of Sir Mark Rupang. Namely, we have Spirit FM 98.3 here in Masbate City, El Oro Aroroy 97.5, BZMP 99.1 in Placer, Kairos FM, and BWMC Kahamukawa in Kawayan. For our preparatory activities for the official launching of RBI, we had these activities: identification of lessons from the self-learning modules that can be delivered through RBI by the learning area supervisors. The plotting a class program for schools that can be reached by the radio frequency. And with that, we had our official maiden radio broadcast on October 5, 2020. Since we only have 16 radio broadcasters before, Ms. Helen, the RDI coordinator, proposed to have capacity building on radio-based instruction. So there were selected elementary and secondary teachers trained in December 2020 for RDI. And the number becomes now ilan na ilan lahat ng RDI. 16 plus 48 na. Yun na ba? So yung 16 yung pioneer natin. Then newly trained natin ay yung 48. So 64 na. Tama ba? So what's the status of radio-based instruction as of today? We have a regular preparation of scripts by the RBI facilitators with the technical assistance of learning area supervisors. Then we have also daily broadcasting and the 5 partner radio stations following the given answers. And at the moment, we continue to look deeper on what else can we do to improve our radio-based instruction. So for this afternoon, I'm thankful about RBI, and I'm giving you this information of our RBI coordinators today, Ms. Helen Itong, and the RBI co-coordinator, Sir Wancho Alvarado. So thank you so much for your indulgence. God bless us all.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Dolly. You see, before RBI was You see, before RBI was implemented, there were a series of activities conducted, so it is a challenge for our school heads to facilitate maximum use of our radio devices. At this juncture, we'll be listening to the message of our school's division superintendent. May I call Madam Nene R. Mendon.
Thank you to our beloved regional director, Masbatenyo at heart. I would always love to introduce him that way because he truly is Masbatenyo at heart. The reason why he keeps on coming back. Actually, during the past talk, sir, I would have wanted to ask you, and Sir Dong also would have wanted to ask you, ano ba ang binabalik-balikan mo sa Masbate? Hindi lang kita natanong sa past talk. But he really is a Masbatenyo by heart and at heart. Of course, sa wakas, nakumpleto na naman ulit ang dalawang itlog. To my two assistant schools division superintendents, to our assistant schools division superintendents, of course, Sir Dong, and to the newly installed Sir Fernando Boy Maharani. Okay, please remember that. Of course, to the two chiefs here, Sir Mark and Ma'am Lottie, to our RBI coordinator, Ma'am Helen Titong, and Sir Juancho Azares. And years. Masbate province is actually very blessed because through the years there have been very supportive partners from the local government units to the private, to our private stakeholders and to non-government organizations who have been with us in our journey in delivering the best basic education services that our Masbatenyo learners deserve. And of course, that is through the initiative of the newly promoted SGO, the Chief Sir Mark Lupa. Actually, partnerships and linkages, he made everything happen under his leadership. Imagine, Masbate province actually vetted Masbate province then, and even the city, had not, for a while, for many years, had not been recognized in the Brigada Escuela, in our Brigada Escuela efforts. But when Sir Mark Lupa assumed as the social mobilization focal person, we were able to achieve even up to the national awards. Get national awards. And I think of course, he really deserved the promotion he just had. So thank you very much, Sir Mark. Ma'am Totti earlier said that we have been through a lot of challenges, particularly in this times of pandemic. There was a lot of uncertainties, there were a lot of fears and anxieties on how we will be able to successfully implement the new learning modality in this new normal with education. And October 5 had been historical. It had been historical all throughout the Philippines as we start the new school year in, another platform, another learning platform. But we were able to make it because we have you around, we have our teachers who had been pushing and had been working very hard just to ensure that learning continues amidst this pandemic. And to support the implementation of the modular distance learning, we came up with this radio-based instruction. And it has been made possible because we have our partners who heard our who heard the voices of our learners, who heeded to our call of asking them for donations of these transistor radios, which are the basic needs of our learners. Although we have also radio stations. In fact, we have five radio stations who had been actually had been actively giving us their partnership until up to this time. Hindi sila nagsasawa na mag-air ng ating mga RBI lessons without any single centavo involved, without any cost. And that has been very useful to us and to our learners. But the question is, especially that we have, although ang mga radio stations natin are giving their services freely to us, pero syempre our partners who have provided the transistor radios, they also spend money for this. And of course, for the modular distance learning, the government had downloaded a huge amount of money for the purpose. Ang pinakamalaking question would be, what is the return of investment in terms of, the learning, the level of learning from among our learners? Napag-isipan na po ba natin yan? Or are we receiving feedback from our learners themselves? Or from the parents? Baka kasi importante. Or baka kasi nagsasalita sa mga radio stations, but wala namang nakikinig. Have you ever tried moving around the community and at least visit a household and monitor kung may gumagamit ba talaga ng transistor radio at nakikinig ng mga lessons? So, I hope that at your level, my dear school heads, you are conducting this, feedback sessions or feedback mechanism or any means or mode or skill in order to ensure that learning really happens in the households. Sabi ko nga I think it was it was last Friday. Ako lang, I would really prefer to have a face-to-face because I know very well that, actually, based on the survey, 75% of our teachers, not necessarily from the division of Masbate, but all throughout the Philippines, are saying that in terms of, level of learning medyo hindi daw masyadong effective yung modular distance learning and other mode of learning aside from face-to-face. And it's very obvious kahit na nga kayo, di ba? If we are having our management committee meeting through virtual platform, alam ko naman na ang iba sa inyo baka may natutulog or may nakikipag-session, kung anong session ba yan sa mga kasama kaibigan. And definitely the role of teachers had been felt talaga now that we are implementing this new learning modality. Even if you ask the parents, I think they are more grateful now and thankful to the teachers. They have felt the importance of the teachers. And I would like to give this as a challenge to everyone, especially that you are given this privilege to, to receive this transistor radio, which you will be turning over to your respective learners. Please find some time to visit a household, to visit a home, and then probably ask the parents how their children are doing in terms of this new learning situation. And find ways in order to reach out to them in any way that we can without really violating the health protocols set by our LGUs and by the DOH. So congratulations to all of you, and I hope that this transistor radio, these units will be able to change change a lot of lives of our Masbatenyo learners because they are being reached by our RBI instruction. So maraming salamat, and thank you also, special thanks to the people from Ticao, to the students from Ticao who really brave the waves para na makarating dito. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The success of SDU Masbate province is also because of your leadership. In addition to that, aside from the Handog Mong Radyo para sa Kabataang Masbatenyo, we also have the Radyo Express, which will be using by one district, Mandao North District. In that particular program, we utilized a universal radio sound system from the barangay, and the lesson will be played, the RBA lesson will be played all throughout the barangay. Or it could be from a household which has the system. So this is intended for areas which do not have access to radio frequency. At this point, we'll be viewing a video presentation which talks about radio-based instruction.
Magandang araw! Ilang linggo na lang ay formal nang magbubukas ang pasukan. Ang kagawaran ng edukasyon ay mayroong iba't ibang pamamaraan upang maihatid ang edukasyon sa anumang sulok ng bansa. At isa sa mga distance learning modalities ay ang radio-based instruction o RBI. Ano nga ba ang radio-based instruction? Ang radio-based instruction ay isang pamamaraan ng pangmalayuang pagkatuto na kung saan ang mga aralin ay mapapakinggan sa radyo nang sa gayon ay maabot ang mga mag-aaral na nasa malalayong lugar. Bilang tugon sa bagong normal na sistema ng edukasyon sa mga local radio stations, kabilang ang Spirit FM 98.3, El Oro Radio 97.5, Radyo Kahamugaway 106.5, Radyo Kabaguhan 99.1, at Kairos FM 11.1. Kasama natin sila upang maisagawa ang radio-based instruction. Paano nga ba ang proseso nito? Narito, panoorin nating lahat.
Maligayang pagbabalik sa pag-aaral. Halika, samahan mo akong tuklasin ang ating aralin ngayon. Handa ka na ba? Wow! Kasing ligaya mo rin ako sa araw na ito. Marami pang mga emosyon o nararamdaman ang inyong matututunan sa darating na mga araw. Sa ngayon, yan lang muna. Magandang araw sa lahat ng ating mga tagapakinig. Magsisimula na ang ating paaralang panghimpapawid sa Araling Panlipunan para sa unang baitang.
Kung ang lesson ni Aga sa radio, at least magaguide ang parents. Mas malisod talaga kung wala din si mag-guide. As alternative para sa yan na sitwasyon, okay na lang. Klaro man kanina ang speaker o broadcaster, the teacher, nakasunod siya.
Nagagalak akong makasama kayo muli sa hakbang tungo sa kaalaman sa pamamagitan ng radyo. Hinihiling ko na sana ay nasa mga materials mula sa Araro National. Everyone, welcome to Radyo Eskwela sa panahon ng pandemya. We shield today for a better school of tomorrow. It's a brand new day to learn new things and discover interesting ideas.
Kumusta ang lesson na pakinggan mo sa radyo?
Maayo man, tag dili ka ayo lisod. Sinila siya na guys, kuya tag may pahuway, tag may igasan break time, tag igasan snack time. Nakabulig kay igwa ko na babasan, tag igwa ko na babati sa radyo.
Ako po si Teacher Carla, kaisa niyong haharap sa hamon ng bagong normal na edukasyon. Because here in SDO Masbate Province,
We shield today for a better school of tomorrow.
Hears, shares, and serves with a smile. Friends, please help me welcome our Regional Director, so Gilbert Tipatsad, for his message.
Of course, thank you very much. SDS Nene Larioles, ASDS Mom and Boy, and the rest of the officials who are here, together with the school heads and other participants attending this turnover of radio unit as one form of supporting the modular learning modality that we are employing in the region. Honestly, I agree with the statistics provided by Chief Mark Rupa when he said that only 5% in the survey would prefer the online learning modality, while 95% will go for modules. Why? It is very obvious that our province has very poor and unreliable internet supply or signal. Not only here, even in Catanduanes and in some province in the mainland. So in Deped Region 5, we have almost 90% opted to use the modular approach rather than the online. So with this, we were able to craft our BELCP, which is anchored on the smile. Laging smile. The learning continuity plan of the Bicol region is anchored on smile. Una, kailangan nakasmile ka kahit may pandemic, di ba? O para mabawasan ang ating takot, mabawasan ang ating mga kahit problema pwedeng mabawasan. So S would stand for safety and security. And I've seen that in the video presentation where parents use alcohol before they use alcohol and wear face masks and even face shield when teachers visited the houses of the learners through Project Shield. So that's it. We really want everyone to be secure while doing our duty as teachers and as school officials in the continuity of learning in our region. So, first and foremost in the learning continuity plan is safety and security of the teachers, of the learners, of the school officials, and other officials of the region. Next is M, the modalities of learning. In the survey, we were able to identify several learning modalities, and one of which is the modular. 10% online, then 90% modular. Not only this modular needs to be reinforced by other learning modalities or modalities of learning, and one of which is the radio-based instruction, particularly in areas or for a learner who are struggling to learn. So the radio-based will help explain the module, and which Masbate province is doing a lot in terms of modules plus radio-based. Another is module plus TBI. The TB-based instruction was also part of the learning continuity plan of Bicol, because there are areas here in Bicol region where the division has forged a partnership with the local TV network, and we also have the DepEd TV program where lessons are discussed from 7 o'clock in the morning until in the afternoon. So you can just look at or explore, or say you have to look for the different channels in the TV, makikita nyo meron dyan about the TV program. So lessons were discussed. Then another is module plus the video presentation. This video presentation actually started in Masbate City. I've seen that while we are crafting the LCP and identifying the modalities of learning that is appropriate or that are appropriate in the place. So we've seen Masbate City gave us some lessons using the video, and here in the province, I also witnessed and saw in the Facebook having the same, and the author of that is Carla. Sana si Carla. I've seen her presenting lessons using the video. So that's it. And another is we have the module plus the assistance of the peers or the LSA or anybody who could provide assistance to the learners using the module. And of course, we also have the other modalities of learning identified. So, in Masbate, you have the module, you combine the modules with the radio base. And I hope you also have that video presentation. You have also that TV-based instruction. Why? Because we want every learner to learn in this difficult time. Next is the in-service training given to teachers. In this time of pandemic, we need to equip teachers to face the new normal. Because, my dear friends, after this pandemic, we can no longer go back to the old normal. The new normal will prevail, and in the classroom or in the instruction and education, we will be adapting the blended learning modality. What is this blended? The real definition of blended, you really have to do face-to-face modules and other, say, online. Yan talaga ang blended. But what we are doing now, we have modules in RBI, and we consider that online, we consider that also as a blended learning modality. So when time comes that the new normal, when pandemic is over, we will continue adopting blended learning modality. Why? Because we want to lessen exposure of the children in the classroom. We will maintain dependence division sa school if you can still keep the modules for several years, or you have money to reprint the modules. So L is the learning resources. Learning resources that we identified, we have the LR, the presence of textbooks and others. Now for school heads who are having difficulty in the budget for the reproduction of the modules, we issued memorandum that in the absence of sufficient money to produce the modules, considering that the amount given to us is not sufficient to print 100% or 1:1 or even all the modules, if there are available textbooks for the curriculum year, for the grade level, and for the subjects, then make use of the learning activity sheet, which will lessen the number of pages that you will provide. Okay? Just this afternoon, before I talk here, I got a breaking news that President Duterte rejected the piloting of the limited face-to-face for the second time. To ensure there will be no limited face-to-face, as the news said 1 minute or 2 minutes ago. So we will continue using and embracing these modalities of learning that we have. Next is the engagement of the stakeholders, wherein Masbate province is very active. Honestly, I've seen turnover of radio, transistor radios in Masbate. Nakita ko lang po yan sa Facebook. But this time, I've seen the event that is happening that we have. It was seen by my two naked eyes that there was really a big support coming from our stakeholders, particularly in providing the learners a radio or transistor radio so that they can participate or avail the airtime given to DepEd and listen to the lessons provided by our teachers under the RBI program. Kaya napakaganda at napakaswerte ng Masbate Province dahil meron kayong ganyan. I am telling you this na kayo maswerte because in Camarines where I came from, and even ASTS Boy Makaraig, who is also from our place, wala talaga kaming distribution of transistor or radio unit. Wala kami yan. Dito lang sa Masbate ako nakakita. Kaya, congratulations, Mark. You really deserve to be promoted as the chief for the SBOC. Because what we want from our people is to deliver results. And you deliver results. And you will continue to deliver results. Okay? So, engagement of stakeholders, wherein your people in the division is very active in looking for partners to help us. Although we cannot be assured that there will be 100% learning using the module in the RBI, but what is important, there is a support, a reinforcement to the modules that we are using. Maganda yun. Kaysa totally walang interaction because when the child use the module, ang interaction niya lang yung module. But when he listens to the radio program discussing the lesson that he or she is studying, there is a possibility or higher possibility of acquiring learning. Kung baga sa hindi man nakikita ang guro because we cannot totally remove teachers in the learning process of our students. Kailangan pa rin tayo, kaya magbunyi tayo dahil nakikita natin and we feel and observe na tayo ay kailangan sa learning process. Hindi nyo ba napapansin? That's why even parents and learners manifested interest, or there was a clamor in the survey done by the central office that almost 60% of the learners would like limited face-to-face. Meaning they want teachers to facilitate the learning process. And even parents manifested more than 50% to have limited face-to-face. That was the survey presented to us. That was online survey. Sabi ko, kulang pa ngayon. Kung sinorte pa yung mga kumukuha ng modules, baka tumaas pa ang number na gustong magkaroon ng limited face-to-face. But the good news is that in that survey, the learners, the parents, manifested a strong message that teachers is indispensable in the learning process. Indispensable, tama ba? Kailangan sa learning process. No? Kailangan magkaroon pa ng mga guro. So, I congratulate Masbate Province, and I'm happy, not double sad, but triple happy because I witnessed the occasion, and I can tell again other superintendents that in Masbate, merong ganito. So, talagang napaka-swerte natin. And congratulations to the people who worked hard para mabigyan ng mga radio unit ang ating mga kabataan. Appreciated ko po ang inyong mga efforts. Kitang-kita naman. That's why, sabi ko nga, in this time of pandemic, We need people who will help each other. Kailangan magtulungan. Hindi pwedeng mag-ambisyon, kundi magtulungan. Because many people are suffering from mental health disorder o kung ano pa man. Why? Ang isang taong nagugutom, ang isang taong hindi makalabas, medyo natotorete ang ulo. Kayo nga, hindi kayo palabasin ng inyong mga asawa, isang araw, I'm sure magwawala kayo. Diba? That's why what we need is kindness and compassion. Lalong-lalo na sa ating mga learners. Huwag nating pabayaan itong mga learners na ito. This time is a test for us how we love other people, how we love the learners, and how we love this Mother Earth. Ito ang kailangan ngayon. Tinitest po tayo. But pandemic will just go. Aalis lang to. But what is needed for all of us, magtulungan. Magbigayan. Para ang ating mga bata ay maging masaya. Huwag na natin dagdagan ang kanilang problema dahil marami ngayon ang nawalan ng trabaho, nawalan ng hanap buhay. Lalong-lalo na, sabihin ko sa inyo, sa mainland. Kasi itong Masbatenyo nasa island, hindi masyadong halata. But if you go to the mainland, there were a lot of businesses na nagsara. Tingnan nyo ang SM. Dati matao, ngayon iilan na lang ang mga pumupunta. Dati maraming tinda, maraming mga stalls, maraming mga stores, pero ngayon nasira na. Because wala nang income, mataas ang renta. Even those people in Manila, kita nyo, marami kayong LSI, dahil umuwi yun dahil wala na trabaho sa Maynila. Ngayon, tulungan natin ang kanilang mga anak through the support, lalong-lalo na itong RBI o kaya TEFI o ano pa man modalities that we identify para ma-enhance ang kanilang pag-aaral ng module. So once again, congratulations and thank you, Masbate Province, for the love and care.
Thank you, Sir Gilbert, for sharing your project Smile. We will not only embrace the new normal set of education, but we will continuously work for the improvement in the implementation of the learning delivery modalities. Indeed, in Masbate Province, we shield with a smile for a better school of tomorrow. For the information of everyone, the amount of the radio device units is 400,000 pesos. Clean Energy is one of the largest independent power producers in the country, with more than 2,000 megawatts of installed generating capacity nationwide. It operates two coal-fired facilities, the 1,200 megawatt dual power station in Pangasinan, and the 735 megawatt Kabataang power station in Quezon. It also has a 50% stake in the 420 megawatt Kabataang Unit 3 power project in Quezon, with natural gas-fired plant in Ilihan, Batangas. Its social corporate arm, the Clean Energy Foundation Incorporated, or TEFI, puts great value on programs that seek to improve the quality of education in the country and make Filipinos more globally competitive. TEFI collaborates with various partners like the Department of Education for teacher trainings, provision of solar lamps, and improved infrastructure. Without hesitation, TEFI responded to the request of SBO Masbate Province for the provision of radio device units to be used for the implementation of the radio-based instruction. We are supposed to have a message coming from the project in charge, Mr. Nestor Bana of TEFI, but we are experiencing technical difficulties. In the part of Save Energy Foundation, so this time, we'll now move on to the formal turnover of the radio device units to our recipient schools. At this point, we'll have the, may we call on our regional director, Sir Gilbert Ipagsad, SDS Madam Nene Marioles, ESDSS Sir No and Sir Boy, Chief Education Supervisors, Ma'am Dottie and Sir Mark, and of course, the school heads of the recipient schools. May I invite the school heads of the following schools? We have Pawikan Elementary School, Tigbao Integrated School,
Okay. O, ito na sa'yo. Wow.
Battery ka na kan Martin ayo.
Bukasan
Chargeable sa
next is Tigbao Integrated School.
What do you mean by that? And what do you mean by that?
Then Salvacion Elementary School. Of San Fernando District.
Sila yung hindi mawawala ng visa.
We also have Buena Vista Integrated School, San Fernando District.
Thank you, Willie. Congrats. The singing principal.
Next is Eagle Elementary School, also from San Fernando District.
Congratulations.
We have Amoroy Elementary School of Aroroy West District. Next is Isidoro F. Kalimutan Elementary School of Aroroy West District. We also have Puro National High School. Puro National High School of Aroroy East District. Next is Lumaklok Elementary School, Aroroy West District. Borgos Elementary School of Batuan District. NP Cabrera Elementary School of Dimasalam District. Magkaragit Elementary School, Dimasalam District. Loreto A. Yanson Elementary School, Katayngan East District. Next is San Pedro E. Impact Elementary School of Katayngan East District. Yaneza Landed State Elementary School of Bandaon South District. We also have Batuila Elementary School of Balino District. And also Magdalena Elementary School of Baleno District. Thank you so much. And of course, we have Pawikan National High School, Katayngan. Katayngan.
Maano po kasi ng group pictorial sa recipient sa likod.
May request all school heads of their different schools to join our leaders for the photo op. Please bring with you your radio device.
Sa likod ka mo. Sa likod ka mo sa lingkungan. So kayong
Ma'am, pa-compress ko.
Wala mo na tayo. Para makita sa atong donor.
Okay. If you're very proud of that, very happy. The donor.
Kung ayaw niyo yun, daling ko yan sa Kamso.
Okay, very good.
The school heads to please give us back the radio device unit. Opo.